Hello everybody, it's Glass Half Dead here. This is my third time attempting to record this, which was supposed to be a live stream. Things happened, it didn't work. Anyway, COVID. Let's move on. So obviously we have just had our first kill team news in, is it 6 months? I should have figured that out. I think it is a legitimate 6 months. And it was a teaser. It was a teaser trailer. Cool. I have no doubt that you have all seen this by now. Let's get straight into it, shall we? There's so little there that I was like, this isn't worth doing a video over, especially when I'm not in my prime setting and I have no access to editing technology, hence why this is going to be an uncut video and was supposed to be live streamed. But, you know what? If nobody talks about this trailer on YouTube, I genuinely feel like that's going to dampen the hype. That's not what I'm here to do. I want a bit of hype for Kill Team, so let's talk about it. First, I'm going to go over what we actually saw. So like the hard evidence that we have, because that's what we need. We need a sleuth through this trailer. Then I'm going to talk about the possibilities that I came up with, and then also I haven't gone through a lot of the threads on Reddit and Facebook fully, but I had a quick look and also in my Discord. So like the realistic possibilities, shall we say. Then I'm going to go with my wish list, what I hope we actually get, and then a few areas where it's possible that Games Workshop is actually going to slip up. You know, kind of things they've done in the past, things I'm scared that they're going to do again. And before we get to it, a quick little note. I know it's a bit of a meme where everybody says, oh, is Kill Team dead? Is Kill Team alive now? Kill Team has never been dead. It's just been very poorly communicated what Kill Team is. There you go. Let's move straight on. I've done a whole video about that elsewhere. Go check that out for what I mean by that exactly. Let's get straight into it. Kill Team's not dead. There you go. Cool. So what do we actually know? What was in the trailer? Right, there was a Necron. It was a flayed one. I don't know the new Necron releases super well, but I'm like 90% sure that was a flayed one, and that will be relevant to a theory I've got coming up later. So, flayed one, remember that. There was an Assault Intercessor. Yep, that makes sense. An Assault Intercessor, we've already had it confirmed, well, all but confirmed, in Facebook comments from the Warhammer community team around the time of 9th releasing, that Kill Team will be getting Indomitus datasheets. So an Assault Intercessor makes total sense. There was Internal Corridor. That's what we saw. We'll talk about that in a moment. And then there was the name. Pariah Nexus. So, for those of you unaware, the Pariah Nexus is where the current 40k Crusade timeline stuff is set. The Pariah Nexus specifically is where you may have seen it, the 40k Crusade supplement called Beyond the Veil, I think it was Beyond the Veil, is set. So at the very least we can assume that the Kill Team narrative story is moving on from Vigilus. For those of you that don't know, there was an actual story to Kill Team. Who knew, right? It's moving on from Vigilus. We've done that. We're now going into the Pariah Nexus, which, of course, Necrons. Makes sense. Okay. Now, what does all of this mean? Well, it's a great question, and it's 100% speculation. We have no actual way of knowing. So let's dive straight into speculation. The first thing I'm going to talk about is I've seen this bandied around, and I'm adamant this isn't it. But the big one is it Kill Team 2nd Edition? No. I don't know if I really need to say more. Some people said, oh, it's a new logo, but it's not. They simply showed the new 40k logo first, which they showed before everything 40k. And then they showed the standard Kill Team logo, which still has the old 40k logo set into it. It's not Kill Team 2.0. It's not a reboot. I will put money on that. Anybody wants to actually lay down a bet against me in that? Say it in the comments. Oh, double hello. If you want a double hello in the next video, subscribe. Yeah, then subscribers get a double hello. As you can tell, I'm on the ball today. Okay, it's not going to be Kill Team 2.0. I can't see that happening at all. Is this going to be a third starter box? Now, that seems more likely to me. I can definitely see that. So we have new datasheets, the Assault Intercessors, and I'd be shocked if the Necrons don't get anything new as well. Again, we've been told the Indomitus datasheets are coming to us. We haven't been told anything else. It might just be Assault Intercessors, but I'd be surprised if that's all we get. We've had the second starter box out for quite a while now. What's a great way to get people to buy more stuff? New starter set. We're going to presumably get Assault Intercessors. So it might look very similar to the current Recruit Edition that we see in 40k. However, this is the reason why I think this is actually very possible. I think it's going to be... I don't want to use the term reboot, but we're going to get the Marine side of Indomitus in some form, and we are then going to get, because we saw it in the trailer, flayed ones. The new plastic flayed one models, which we know are coming, are going to be in this box. And because I know GW, here's my plan, here's my thinking. GW is going to make plastic flayed ones only available in the Kill Team, the third Kill Team starter set. You have to buy the Kill Team starter set to get the plastic flayed ones. So instantly, it's going to be a hot selling item because you have to buy it to get models. That's what GW does, right? This isn't some crazy new tactic I'm coming up with. They've done that before. They've done it often. It's a thing. Normally they do it with character models, but they do it with certain units. For example, the Incubi and the Banshees. Flayed ones. There you go. Have to buy the Kill Team starter set to get them. Okay. Now, what else? Oh, that's fine for me, by the way. I'm going to buy it anyway, and I'll just sell off my flayed ones. Because I don't need any more. And that's great. I have no issues with that, because I'm a beneficiary of it, if it happens. Anyway. However, we then have to ask, are they going to do what they've done before, where you get, for example, in the first time, it was the Sector Imperialis terrain, then it was the Sector Mechanicus terrain. Now what are we going to get as the terrain? Well, the next theory is this is going to be Arena 2.0. So, why is that possible? So, it's a new... I hesitate to call it a starter box, but it is a boxed product. GW loves them. We love them. Great. We know that Arena has been touted as the way to play competitive Kill Team. Great. However, Arena is sold out everywhere, as it no longer being produced. They've taken it off the site. You cannot buy Arena. You cannot buy the official way to play the game. That's weird. Why? Because they're about to give us Arena 2.0, which in this case will be some sort of Necron Nexus assault, you know, which, great, you're going to get some really cool looking boards if you do that. Some nice, awesome electric green glows everywhere. Awesome. I'm definitely up for that. And it gives people a new way to buy Arena, which will be the competitive format for Kill Team. And people are going to buy it because they want the plastic flayed ones. So you're going to get a whole swath of people that normally wouldn't have bought Kill Team because they need the models. And suddenly they have this sort of board, which will double for 40k, but terrain that can only really be used on that board. Might as well give it a go. I mean, you've bought it anyway, right? This is standard GW tactics. And because I like Kill Team, I'm pro GW doing this. Normally I wouldn't be. Very scummy move. But in this case it helps me. So that is a legitimate thing that I think might be happening. I'd be cool with that. The reason I think it will happen is because of the removal of Arena. I think that sounds pretty likely. I personally enjoyed Arena. I'd love for them to bring it back. This sounds really good. Yeah. Then, this was my original idea. As soon as I saw it, because Pariah Nexus is linked to 40k and Crusade in my head, when they announced it, I had just assumed that this was actually going to be a narrative campaign supplement for Kill Team. That's the kind of thing GW likes to push. They like to push narrative, and this made sense. I didn't think about it. I was just like, oh yeah, okay, Crusade for Kill Team, cool. I can see this being that. However, with everything I've then thought about since then, I can very much see the narrative campaign side being put into this Arena 2.0 box alongside the Indomitus data sheets. All as one thing. So if you want anything in that campaign supplement, you have to buy Arena 2.0. Cool. Then obviously the final thing that this possibly is it could just be a book with the Indomitus data sheets added to like a mission pack. So yeah, I mean that's possible. That seems like the least possible amount of effort they could put into Kill Team. You know, just a few data sheets with very minimal changes, and then I'm assuming very copy-pasty Crusade stuff, which I'm going to say that's not what they're going to do, but as it is the minimum viable product for GW to sell us, they might do that because it's Kill Team, right? So, big question now. Those are the possibilities in my mind. Those are the realistic possibilities. I can't really imagine anything else being realistic. However, if you've heard some interesting theories, let me know. That'd be interesting. Big question. We all know that obviously it's a new edition of 40k. How much of that are we going to get in Kill Team? Up until now, I have said none. I don't think we're going to get many updates until we get a new edition of Kill Team. By this, I mean we are not going to be getting 2-wound mini-marines. That's essentially what I'm saying. However, we are going to get the Indomitus, so that's a new datasheet. It's Primaris. That makes sense. That's not the new edition, that's just new units. However, are we going to get mini-marines with 2 wounds? That's the question, right? Are we going to get that over? And then what kind of precedent does that set for Kill Team if they actually do give us codex, 40k codex updates into Kill Team? I'm not inherently against it, let's be clear. However, if they just kind of do, again, the MVP, minimum viable product, and just give us fresh data sheets and don't change point costs, I'm running Marines in tournaments, I guess, then, right? I can't see them doing that, to be honest. So, obviously, I like to slag GW off a lot. However, credit where credit's due, they have done a pretty good job with Kill Team of keeping it a pretty, what's the word, a good closed system. I've talked about it being a closed system, a closed product elsewhere, other videos. They have done that so far. We haven't had massive leaks into Kill Team of things that ruin the game. You know, as much as we like to complain, they've done a pretty good job of keeping the rules tight for a GW game. Okay, so this is now my wish list. What do I actually want them to give us? Somewhat unsurprisingly, everything. It's a wish list. Why would I say less than everything? Right? So I want a mix of everything I just said. I want an arena-like Necron Tomb board. I want the Indomitus datasheets added. However, I also want, alongside the Indomitus datasheets, because I don't want just the Indomitus datasheets. In fact, if they just give us Indomitus datasheets, I will consider that a bad update. That's not how, in the past, Games Workshop has delivered us Kill Team content. Anytime they have updated a core army that you can get in the core rulebook and elites, they have given everybody something. The only time we've had an update that doesn't give everyone something is when it's been a faction that is brand new, for example, Sisters of Silence or Sisters of Battle, or obviously Getapox, etc. They have done that in a standalone thing and then not updated everything. So, fingers crossed, if they do give us new Marine and Necron datasheets, we will get new everything. There we go. If they don't do that, if we just get new Marines and Necrons, we will see. We will see. If they do that, then we have to start really looking at power creep, which luckily till now has not been an issue in Kill Team, again because of the closed system that it is. If we start getting little bits and pieces, I would be shocked if it's not power creep, because again, in their defense, power creep is very hard to avoid. There you go. So I want at least one new datasheet for every faction, essentially. I don't think we're going to get that. So I'm going to be disappointed. Cool. All right. I've accepted it. I've moved on. There we go. And then because we're here, we're wishlisting a narrative campaign. There you go. I don't really care too much if we actually get a narrative campaign, but I can't see them not giving us one purely because of how this teaser was sent to us as a update to the Pariah Nexus, essentially. And then, essentially, I want a soft reboot, or not a soft reboot, but like a reinvigoration. One new datasheet for everyone. Suddenly, that's a new game for us, And then, of course, I think this goes without saying that 2 weeks, a month after the release of it, I want an FAQ. Where's the FAQ, guys? Right? And then, at the same time, Games Workshop will then announce some Kill Team tournaments in Warhammer World or whatever. Just because that's what GW has done in the past. It worked. Cool. All good. Obviously, COVID. So that probably won't happen, but we will see. Now, that would tie in with, this rumour that I heard earlier. I had until recently assumed that the rumours I heard earlier were all about 40k 9th edition. But because COVID has messed everything up so much, we are never really going to know what the original release schedule was. But potentially, it's possible that what's coming for Kill Team next year was supposed to be December. Like, we don't really know anymore. And it was going to replace the annual, and maybe even before December, who knows. And it was going to be a whole thing, and that was going to reinvigorate the scene, the rumours that I heard months ago now. We can't truly know, but that would line up. Cool. Now, just because it's me, let's talk a few negatives. I've already mentioned if we get updates for Necrons and, the Indomitus box, which, just to be clear, amazing box, amazing models. I do want those in Kill Team. Why wouldn't I? They're great. But I'm afraid of the power creep potentials of it. Yeah, I've already spoken on that. Let's move on. Now, again, I doubt they will do this, but if they actually do give us like a whole new Adeptus Astartes faction, new datasheets that lines it up with the 40k datasheets, I would be shocked if they do that, first of all. But that would require a full rebalance of points. I can't imagine them doing a full rebalance of points. So if they do that, I've got to be very skeptical. I mean, so be it, but because giving Mini Marines 2 wounds is going to be a massive change to them, and then they basically have to redo Kill Team. It's such a huge thing. I can't imagine them doing that without just giving us Kill Team 2.0. But if they do it, we need updated points. Now, this very clearly is releasing in 2021, early 2021. Could be anywhere up to April, end of April. That implies there's going to be no Kill Team Annual 2020 in December. I've got to say, fine, I don't need a new annual. What was going to be in there at this point? Sisters of Silence and Zote. That's it. I don't need that. Let's be honest. I'd have bought it, don't get me wrong, but I don't need it. I'm happy to not buy that. This does mean that I feel a little bit cheated, a little bit shady business tactics there, of giving us Kill Team Annual 2019. I don't think it's fair to give us one annual. you know, okay, I'm just saying, bit crap. Right. Oh, if they do give us an annual, just something to remember here. If they claim there are big point balance changes, remember that in the Kill Team Annual 2019, they did claim that big point balance changes, which was Orc's Chopper went to 1 point. That was the only change in the book. So don't listen to them talking about points. Terrible. Oh yeah, it's 1 point now. Also, probably a typo. What can you do, right? I suppose the other issue here is if they are going to give everyone a new data sheet, you know, as on my wish list, but they then only give you access to that book if you buy the box, that's a little bit shady as well. I mean, again, that doesn't affect me too much. I'm going to buy anything they put out there, you know, but there are a lot of people that aren't going to have an interest in, for example, a new Kill Team Arena 2.0. And they're just like, well, no, I just want that one data sheet from that book. I don't want a full, you know, £60 box. So I'm repping that point for them out there. I don't care, but I do understand that when you want a single data sheet from a book and you don't want to pirate it, that's really quite awkward. And the final point I have is, how is there still no FAQ? So I'm kind of bringing this back round to what I said at the beginning of the video. Now, almost like there was a narrative here. There wasn't, but let's imagine there was. So, Games Workshop. I don't think Kill Team is dead. I've made this video before. However, it was very poorly communicated to us what Kill Team is. I do not need releases of models or rules to believe a game is alive. I just need communication. How does Games Workshop do that? Well, every other game has it. We have full roadmaps for Necromunda, Adeptus Titanicus. That's a game. Even Aeronautica Imperialis, we know the next release for that, or they just released it. I can't quite remember. It's like, how come those games have full release roadmaps and we've had radio silence for 6 months? And not just no releases. Let's be clear, it's not no releases for 6 months. It's nothing for 6 months. All I need, I'm going to be entirely honest, all we need for me to believe this game is not just alive but respected by GW is Warhammer community articles. They put out like 2 or 3 of them a day. I'm sure they can find room for a Kill Team, like a monthly Kill Team article or a fortnightly Kill Team article. It can be fluffy or it can be competitive, don't care. Just, you know, just say a state of the meta, or this is my fluffy Kill Team, which I then took from here, and we did a narrative game and a campaign, and then now look, this is my little Kill Team in big 40k. You know, we've had none of that. It's been really bad. So I got totally sidetracked there. There's no FAQ. We know that Games Workshop has all of the community questions from my Discord. We know they have hold of that, and it's been radio silence. Now that's pretty bad. Like I said it again. I've said all of this at the beginning. GW does not communicate. They sell models. They don't communicate. They sell models and they have amusing writers for their Warhammer community page, but they don't actually talk to people. It's a very different thing. I totally get that. Why should they? But for someone that's paying attention to one of the games that doesn't get as many releases as, let's say, 40k or Age of Sigmar, it's a really bad way of handling the game, to be entirely honest. I don't know why there's no FAQ. It's shocking. Like, if they're not going to give us these Warhammer community updates, give us an FAQ. We know you know every question we've ever asked. Just do it. I don't know. I have no... They can give us the wrong answers. as long as it's comprehensive and more than one word answers, we know where that goes. We'll play it their way. They can give us the worst answers possible, which we're like, well, that's how we play it. I mean, we've all seen what they did to Saviour protocols. I can't get any worse than that. Okay, now this was supposed to be a live stream, and at the end of my bullet points now, I was then going to go ahead and read through the live chat. But I'm practically a boomer at this point. I don't know how technology works. My laptop almost died. The fan, it was a jet engine about to take off. It was nuts. So I couldn't do it live. So yeah, you got all of the negatives of a live show. No editing, mistakes, silences, pauses for thought and contemplation of where the hell my life's going stayed in. But then also none of the positives of that. So no live interaction, no being able to tell me I'm a wanker to my face or something. So my bad. Maybe next time. However, if you have stayed to the end, you know what's coming. You know what's coming. 11% of people stay till the end. So firstly, a big thank you to you, because you're awesome, obviously. Let me know what you guys think. What is your wish list? Were there any big suggestions you saw from other people, or that you had yourself, of course, and you were like, oh, yeah, that could be what it is, actually. I hadn't considered that. Because I don't know. This is, as I said, pure speculation. But if you made it till the end, Triple Hello Club. Thank you, my mans. Thank you. Yes, I am going to say my man, let's be honest. I have the analytics of that as well, so yes. Apart from my mum, you're probably a man. Anyway, this has been Glass Half Dead. I hope you've enjoyed. Big triple hello. I'm excited for more Kill Team. I want to start talking about, I've dallianced away, whatever, to my 40k, which I'm really enjoying as well. I want to talk more about that, but I also want to get back to basics a little bit and discuss a bit more Kill Team. I've kind of taken a step back the past few months, but I think I want to put something up. Not sure what yet, but I've got to get back to not this place, so that I can start putting together a real video or two. Anyway, thank you very much for watching everybody. I hope you've had a good day, and I hope you continue to have a good day. Goodbye.